Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to your friendly neighbors, Noobs, Hardcore Minecraft. That's right, we're back. We're back to another episode. And today we're going from day 50 to day 100. Oh, 100 days, you say? Yes, 100 days. We're doing it. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna live. And if you believe that too, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends. Don't forget to eat spaghetti. Let's get right into this because we've got a big build to start. You know, we've got it's going to be a huge underground city, and I need it started right now, right this second. Okay, let's go. I wanted to start this episode off with something big. I wanted to jump into my big build and just get it done. So from day 51 to day 58, I cleared out as much as I possibly could of the area, then started doing the building. I decided on a terracotta and dark oak kind of feel. I've done it before, as I said, in another build. It was actually a practice build. I was just practicing random building pieces and tried new things. And this is one of the things that I really enjoyed building. So I wanted to kind of take it and go further with it, push it farther, make more pieces of it. So it's kind of like this underground between an alley, maybe like Elizabethan or Victorian kind of age. It really depends on how you want to look at it. But I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the style. I was enjoying the feel of it, and I was able to get a lot of the materials because of the clay and dark oak being so easy to find because of the dark oaks nearby in the mushroom biome. However, on day 59, I ran into an issue. I wanted some flowering azalea bushes, or blossoming azalea bushes. I needed them. I needed the normal ones too to kind of give it a blend. But then I realized I had no moss. I had no moss whatsoever. I don't know why I had no moss, and that meant I had no azalea trees, or azalea saplings, or azalea anything. So I had to go out into the world, exploring all the different biomes that have come with the data pack, hoping that one of them would have an azalea tree of any kind, or that one would utilize moss. Unfortunately, I didn't until the very night time where I found a shipwreck that had moss inside of it. It was very lucky. I was stressed up until that point because I was like, I've gone an entire day wasting all this time. I'm pretty sure you can guess what I did on day 60. I took a piece of moss, placed it in an area I didn't really need yet, and then bone mealed the hell out of it. That's right, we got so much bone meal up in there, I had so much moss, I even got some saplings. And then I decided, of course, to plant those saplings, moss bone meal them, and then cut down the trees while getting as many leaves as I possibly could with some shears. I felt so good. Moss is one of my favorite blocks, and always has been. Just the idea that it's like a grass block that mobs won't grow on, and you can grow grass on it, and beautiful plants, there's a new tree involved with it, there's roots, there's all kinds of stuff. It's a great block and a great addition. I cannot sing the praises of moss block enough. But I shall. In fact, I'm gonna go get a song right now. No, we don't have time. Oh, okay, well, I'll stop. Day 61, I've decided to start on the road. Now, I think all important places and villages and cities need roads, because we're on the road, people flying by. Okay, I get it. Most of my jokes are SpongeBob, but I was brought up on SpongeBob. And then I did some nature decorations, you know, put in some moss at the bottom, did some beautiful azaleas hanging from the roofs. Oh, it was wonderful. I really brought a nature feeling. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. That. On day 62, I realized something. I had made a big mistake when it came to the road. That's right, I had actually made it wider than it needed to be. That meant breaking down the entire road and making it again. Woo! I also decided to add street lamps because it was getting rather dark down there and I didn't want to clutter the entire area with torches all the time. I just don't like torch clutter. I mean, lanterns are fine, but they're hard to hide. So, like, no. I also started building a new floor on one of the buildings. I wanted to get it ready for the next day because I was thinking it's time to go higher. It's time to think bigger. It's time to think mega builder. Mega bigger? Yeah, that. It was time to think bigger. On day 63, I was starting to feel a little bit bored of the build. It wasn't that it was boring. It was kind of like I wanted to move on to something else, try to use some ideas on something else. And yes, I know it has only been 63 days, but sometimes my low attention span can get me. Sometimes I have a high one, sometimes I have a low one. So I started building frames for the new build, and I wanted to use spruce instead of dark oak just to give it a little bit of variety. But the entire time, my dog was staring at me. I don't know why. Just 'cause. On day 64, I abandoned my new building and went back to the old and decided to do some detailing. I thought maybe if I did detailing, it would make me like it more. I mean, I still like it. I just thought I'd make me like it more. And so I went in with some slabs, with my trapdoors, with my stair pieces, and with my fence pieces. All of the color of dark oak, of course, because, you know, dark oak's poles. Gotta do that right. And then I made the windowsills. And the window corner kind of things. I don't know, I just detailed it, okay? On day 65, I started focusing on the first building I started, putting more detail by clearing out the space behind the third level, and then putting a frame in for the third level. I decided I wanted to finally finish it. I wanted to put some sort of third floor and then a roof on top. However, knowing that I had to put a roof into the mountain was going to be complicated. It was time. On day 66, I put in my first roof. Well, first I had to kind of chip away at the stone that was there and then build a roof shape around the stone so it looked like there was a roof, but it was really just a roof shape shoved into stone. But hey, I built a roof, and that's what matters in this moment right now. I built something. But no, it was fun to build my first roof. Friendly the Builder. Day 67, and I was determined. I was actually really determined to finish this build. I wanted at least one of these buildings to be finished. I realized that I'm the kind of person that likes to do a whole bunch of work and then not completely finish it until later. Like Grian with the back of his builds, and pretty much any Hermitcraft player with the back of their builds. Wow, okay. I'm kind of like not doing the insides of my builds or the tops of my builds, or something's always unfinished. So this time I decided to get the outside detailing just beautifully done. I wanted the same as all over the place, just this symmetrical feeling all around. And I did! It felt good. It felt good. I pressed on. And in day 68, 69, 70, and 71, I finished the build. Yes, I finished the main one that I did in the first part. Only that bit though. And I even started working on a fish tank, which I don't exactly know why I wanted to put a fish tank there. I was just like, tropical fish are nice. Let's just have a little watery area for no apparent reason. I'm sure I can work into the build later on. Day 72 and 73, I decided to fill in the tank with some sand. I wanted to give it a nice underwater feel. And I also filled in the entire thing with water. I did put a platform above it so that I just had to fill an area, then I could break the platform and the water will just cascade down. It was the easiest way to do it. And then I decided for the top, I'd do a dirt top. That way I could put a garden up there or a nice seating area, just something pretty. I didn't want it to be just, you know, just a top, just the ceiling, that's it. I also realized I need fish. On day 74, I went out into the world. I remembered that there was an ocean nearby that I had found the moss, so I went out there to look for tropical fish because I did see some while I was down there. I then got all the other decorations I would need for the inside of my tank and got to it, decorating it the best I could for now. I was not exactly thrilled with it, but it was kind of nice to have against the other build, especially while planning what I was going to do next. Day 75, 76, and 77, I spent the time doing the finite details, the windowsills, the window corner things, the actual window panes, staircases up to each floor, ladders up to each floor. I wanted it all done on this center piece. Now, yes, I know there was going to be heaps more pieces, and this was just a small piece of a very humongous cake. It's like those, you know, those sheet cakes. You have 100 pieces. Yeah, this is one. This is one. But I was super excited for the future, and I just wanted to get this done with so I could move on to my next builds. And I was kind of getting a bit annoyed that my storage was just out in the open, so I've got to plan something for that in the future too. On day 78, I decided to explore the cave. I mean, I had spent so much time in here building and having fun, I never thought to just spend some time and explore further down. I actually found quite a lot of materials, which was great. I also found almost death a few times, but who cares? Exploration is about that, right? On day 79, I finally started on the other side. Like, I had already made a frame, but it was time to actually work on the build. And I thought I was starting great, I was starting heavy, I got the walls in, I felt so good. I even started putting detail into the windowsills like I like to do. And then I thought to myself, I had a moment, just a moment, where I thought to myself, what about stripped wood? Hear me out. This is supposed to be a village. This is supposed to be pretty and nice, and stripped wood. So after deciding whether I should or shouldn't do it, I was like, screw it, I'm doing it. I spent the rest of the time just stripping everything. And yeah, it did take quite a lot of time. After stripping so many logs, on day 80, I went back and started doing the frame on the new build. I decided, let's do this. Let's go higher. Let's go bigger. And this would not, this enthusiasm would not stay the entire time. However, I did do the frame of the new build, and I got really excited about it. Ready for day 81. Why, you may ask, was I excited for day 81? I put walls in. That's it. I just put walls in. I decided they needed walls. Like, I couldn't just leave the frame there for the long period of time that I probably wouldn't touch this again. Like, let's be honest, it's probably not going to be touched to, I don't know, next episode. So I put walls in, and I felt good about myself for all 5 seconds. On day 82, 83, and 84, I went to this build that I had been, working on, and I decided to give it some decorations. I thought a little bit of flowers, a little bit of trapdoor action. How about some windowsills? How about some window corners? We need it all! Mainly because I wanted to move on to a different project that I finally had in my head, and that was the storage room. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We had to get this building done first, and it took me 3 days to just complete every little bit and go, yep, step away, I like this, let's move on. On day 85, I took a moment. I just kind of looked around, did a few things, but nothing of an importance. I just realized how much I had done was so much more than I did the first time I did 100 days. I just don't know how. I don't know how I did so bad the first time. Oh well. Day 86 and day 87. On day 86, I kind of sat back and thought about what I had to do next. As I said, I was planning a storage room. Now I had to look at all the materials I had, and I realized I did not have what I wanted. I wanted to use granite. So I went out and got as much as I could, came back and started planning out the area. I started mining out as much as I could and then placing in some walls, and that got me all the way through to the end of day 87. I was really content on making something that kind of worked with the rest of the builds, but was bigger and wider. It had more space, and was kind of its own build in itself. I was, for some reason, getting a library that had lots of those logs and journals, old newspapers that you pull out and you put into a table. I don't know why. Day 88 and 89, I finally knew what I was going to do. So I started on the walls of the bottom floor. Actually, it took me quite some time, to be honest, to get the pattern right, and I was very confused. Look, I was doing the frames, I was doing the walls, gotta put the granite and smooth granite at the right places. I hated it a few times, and this was actually my third attempt with it, in the recording. Yeah, I was doing great. I was feeling so confident. Maybe I should tell myself that, though. Either way, after talking to past me, we settled our differences, and day 88 and 89 was spent filling this to the walls. Wait, no. Is it brim or walls? Oh, who cares? I finished it. Woo! Day 90 and 91. On day 90, I worked on the flooring. I got some green terracotta from the stonemason that I had been leveling up. And moss, well, I got moss earlier. You guys saw that. And I finished up the floor on the bottom floor. And then I went outside and started to do the windows on both floors. It actually took me the rest of day 90 and into 91. I just wanted to have it all done, from the outside at least. Just a nice little look. Day 92, I decided to put in all the storage. That's right, it was storage placement time. And because I am an official barrel buddy, I used barrels instead of chests. And because I just find them so much easier to place around, plus, chests can't open up in the top part, and it's just like, yeah, I don't want that hassle. So, it was barrel time. Day 93, it was time to get into detailing. I do it with all the builds, doing the windowsills, doing the corners, putting in nature, flowers, etc. It just needed to get done. It's like the final touches in my eyes, or just before I do the roof usually. And I just wanted to have all the windowsills, there were window glass panes put in, especially because I was going to deal with a little bit of a problem the next day. Day 94, I started sorting out my storage. Now, I had assigned everything a kind of space in my head with item frames, and I even started to like collect everything up and slowly put them where they need to be. I wanted like separate spaces for each one. I had enough space to do it, so why the hell not? And then a creeper decided to pop in and say hello. I did not hear it coming. It blew up a big chunk of my build, and I was kind of had a heart racing moment. I could have died if I wasn't paying enough attention, or maybe if I wasn't wearing armor. If there was just one thing different, I would be dead. Day 95. I started off day 95 by finishing off the windows. That's right, I had missed some windows in the top right area, and I felt very embarrassed, but here we are. Me admitting that I did not finish the windows. Then I put in the actual glass panels, which I thought I put in the glass panes. I did not. Again, I am very ashamed. Very ashamed. And lastly, I finished it off by putting a wooden layer up above that would soon become the roof. Not yet, but soon it would become the roof. I only filled in the area that so I wouldn't have another creeper dropping down on me, because they had like 2, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And one of them blew up. The other one died. I murdered it. But it deserved it, so it's fine. It's time. That's right. It's time. Day 96 and 97 was spent on sorting out my storage, getting it done, getting down to brass taxes and making sure that my storage room was functional. I needed it done before 100 days. I needed everything done before 100 days. I wanted my projects finished so I could start something new, or at least add on to the old ones, because they're kind of connected buildings, but whatever. It needed to be done, and that is exactly what I did in only 2 days. It usually takes me 3. Day 98 and 99. I went mining. I like mining. It's peaceful. It's nice. I decided that's how I wanted to end things, you know? I wanted to go down into the world and just do some mining. I know, I actually do find mining very peaceful, and I went down and found 33 diamonds, which was really lucky. I think with my looting 2 pickaxe, it was great. I do feel like in the next couple of episodes, I had to focus on getting better gear. I know, duh, but also maybe finding a spawner of some kind, so I have some form of XP coming in every so often, because that'd be nice too. But it's fine, it's fine. That is for future me to figure out. Well, guys, we have come to the end of the episode. That's right, we've come to the end of the episode. Oh my god, I didn't expect it to come so fast and frivolous. But we have done 100 days of hardcore Minecraft. And I know what you're thinking. It's not good enough. We have to do more, and we will. But that's for the next episodes to figure out, you know? It's the next episodes. Anyway, guys, if you like these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends. Don't forget to eat spaghetti, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.